Hey and welcome to the MX-5 guide on the Winton Motor Raceway National Circuit in iRacing. This track is a bit difficult and at the beginning it takes some time to get used to its flow, especially the middle section where you have hairpin after hairpin after hairpin. But don't let this unsettle you, after a while you will get the hang of it, simply plan with a little bit more practice before you start your first race. If you want a reference point in your practice sessions, then you can download my ghost cars on Discord, the link is in the description down below. And, starting with this season, I'm also uploading my telemetry to Garage 61. You can find the link in the description and on Discord as well. Approach the first turn on the far right edge of the track, use the 50-meter board as marker for braking, hit the brakes hard and quickly shift down into second gear. I'm pausing here to show you how far you want to push the car to the right. You want to clip the gravel here and use every inch of the track limits, because the further you get the car to the right, the easier the first chicane becomes. Aim for the first inside curb, and in case you have issues with spinning around here, then I want to share one important trick. Make sure that you are completely off the brakes when you turn in. You are coming in with a lot of speed and you really want to throw the car around, but when you apply too much pressure to the brakes in the stage, then your rear will come around and slide away. So the simple solution is to stay off the brakes when you turn in, because then there's no way that your car will spin. Attack the throttle and aim for a clean line through the curbs. Technically you can attack them, but since they are very steep it's hard to be consistent, so I wouldn't recommend doing it in race conditions. You can go wide here, but make sure that you avoid the race curbs on the very far left, because they will almost always destroy your suspension. Use the 50-meter board on the left as marker for braking and shift down into second gear. In this turn it's important that you turn in very late to drive around the banking in a track. I'm using the last blue board on the left side as my turn-in point and turn in when I reach it. Trail brake into the entry, and since we are heading into a high-speed section, it's important that you are early on the throttle to carry your speed into the upcoming turns. Drive fully on this curb to get a nice entry into the next high-speed turn, and lift when you start to turn in. Usually when you are driving on a clean line, then there should be no need to touch the brakes at all. Fully attack the curb, and also attack the throttle when you reach the apex of this turn, because you want to keep your speed as high as possible. In the next turn it's important that you hit a smooth line, and you prepare a smooth line by hitting a wide entry. So make sure that you are close to the right edge of the track when you reach the 50-meter board. Stick to the right edge and turn in when you reach the sandy area on the right. You want to stay on the throttle and aim for the upcoming inside curb. Try to hit the curb towards its end and lift as soon as you touch it. You want to coast now, be patient and give the car some time to rotate. You can make some very small micro corrections on the brakes, like I'm doing it right here because I'm carrying too much speed into the turn, but you should stay away from the throttle until you reach the exit. Let the car swing towards the center of the track, be patient, and once it is pointing back towards the exit, then you want to carefully engage the throttle again. It is the same like in turn 1, you want to aim for a smooth line around both curbs. If you go too hard on them, then they will unsettle the car, which makes it really hard to hit a consistent line through the section. Unfortunately, there's no marker for braking, so you need to develop a feeling for this turn, but luckily it's a really long braking zone, so even if you mess up by a few meters, you have plenty of space to make a correction. The most important thing here is to let the car swing to the outside of the track, close to the curb, because you want to aim for a really wide entry into the first hairpin. Aim for a tight run around the apex and be patient. You don't want to overdrive the car here on the brakes or around the apex, because if you are too fast, then there's no way for you to recover. So take it easy and aim for a clean exit. Stay in first gear and stick to the right side of the dark racing line which you can see on the track. It's important that you push the car to the outside of the track again, because you want to hit a wide entry into the second hairpin as well. Hit the brakes to adjust your speed. This time you can use the beginning of the curb on the inside for orientation to hit your braking point. coast into the turn, and again, be patient. You don't want to overdrive the car here, there's nothing to gain. Simply wait until the car turns so that you can accelerate again and push it right one last time. Same like before, tap the brakes to adjust your speed, keep the entry wide, be patient on the entry and hit a clean line around the inside curb. Approach the last hairpin on the right edge of the track, use the 50-meter board on the left as marker for braking, hit the brakes hard and shift down into first gear. This time we are heading onto a long straight, which means that you don't want to be patient. You want to be aggressive, you want to be as early on the throttle as you can to carry your speed onto the last straight. Position yourself on the left edge of the track again, use the 50-meter board as marker, hit the brakes and shift down into second gear. Gently tap the brakes when you reach the middle of the last curb to adjust your speed for the last turn and aim for a really aggressive line. You want to be early on the throttle again to push your car towards the finish line. You can be super aggressive in the last turn, because even if you go wide, you won't lose the car here and you also won't lose any speed, as you can see here. So just fully send it onto the last straight and keep pushing. That was the guide. Now you can let everything settle during the cockpit lap, which is coming up next. I'm looking forward to see you on Discord. Wish you all the best for the next weekend. See you next time!